Hi guys, I'm going to do a little mini circuit for you now. So this is going to be 5 exercises that you can repeat. I'd recommend trying to get through all 5 exercises, do them 4 or 5 times. Yes, so you're doing 5 exercises and then you're repeating that 5 exercise sequence 5 times in a row. But it's mainly aimed at strength work, this is. So it's for those of you that just want to push yourself or want to build a little bit more bone density, perhaps a little bit more muscle. Or just general more strength, core strength as well. But the first exercise we're going to do is going to be a low plank hold. So come into your plank position. So again, you've done your warm-up video first. You wouldn't do these exercises cold. So basic, nice low plank position. Hips are squared up, squeeze the bum, tuck the tail, toes are tucked. We've got our weight resting on our elbows, our forearms, and then we think about the front body being pulled up. So we lengthen. Chest is lifted up into shoulders, front ribs are hugged up into back ribs, abs are engaged, pelvic floor supports the lower back. We feel as if we're pushing the crown of the head forwards, the tailbone and the heels are pushing back. And we're going to aim to hold this for maybe 30 seconds if you can to start with, that's great. If you're good at plank and you want to hold it a bit longer, you can move up to doing this for maybe a minute at a time. This is your first exercise, so we do a low plank position. Your alternates, for those of you that want to play around with this, remember you can do your single leg lifts, alternating left and right, or you could even come into your side leg and your side plank rotations. Just check that you've got that stack, shoulder above elbow, and we're engaged, so we're keeping this distance, lifting from the underside. So you can always add those in each time you go around, you could do a different variation. So our first exercise in this little circuit is going to be a basic low plank or a variation of it. So you're going to hold that for 30 seconds to a minute. Okay. Then we're going to come onto our backs and we're going to come through our bug. So again, lots of options on this. Basic bug pose, back is flat to the ground, or easy version, knees are bent, hips, knees over hips, arms are extended up, alternate, extending all the way out to the ground, slowly and smoothly pulling back up to centre. So we're going to do about, I don't know, maybe 20 of these, 25 of these, however many you can comfortably do in good form. You might want to challenge yourself on that. If you wanted to make it harder without necessarily doing loads more reps, straight legs, a little bit more challenging, heavier, longer lever. So we extend, we come back in, we change diagonal, so we extend out, we come back in. If you want to make it harder still, you could grab a weight or 2, 2 small bottles of water, 2 small dumbbells. So exactly the same position, yeah? We extend, we tap, deep breath in. So you're going to do a set of bug, whether it's 10 on each side or whether you alternate this. If you're struggling with the coordination of this, stay on one diagonal line. Yeah, do all your reps on one side first and then switch. Those of you that are super strong, if you want to challenge a bit more, you could finish off with maybe a super slow double where we extend all the way out, we tap, big breath in, we come slowly all the way back up. So you could kind of do a couple of those as well. Just make sure whatever level you do that we maintain this connection. Yeah, if this stays flat, you're going to be working the front, the abdominal muscles, the front body. If this is arching, you're going to be more likely to be working your hip flexors and you're just going to be straining this. So make sure that back stays flat. So that's your exercise 2. Then we're going to come on to our fronts. And we're going to do a little bit of extension work. So prone work, face down, square up the hips, square up the chest. Glutes need to be active. If they're not working, fire them up. Starting just with double leg lifts. So imagine you've got a football between your shins and you're going to float the legs, wiggle the ankles. Hold that for 10 seconds. Nice big breaths, engaging into pelvic floor. Once you've done 10 seconds on lower body, we're going to do back extension 10 seconds, so we lift and hold. Wiggle the fingers, so 10 seconds or maybe 2 big breaths. Okay, and then we come into locust. So we do double legs, double arms and upper body all together. We lift and we float. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. So we'd hold that for 10 seconds or maybe a little bit longer if you can. Okay, so that's your third exercise. Double legs, upper body, full locust, holding that and breathing into it. Nice form, squeezing and activating all these backline muscles. Okay, so our 4th exercise, we're going to come to high plank position. Again, you've got the option of using weights, those of you that do my weights classes. Basic plank. So we're going to step this back. Toes are tucked, back's nice and supported. Easy version, remember you can do it off a box position if you need to. Otherwise we're just going to do it with the weight of the body. So we try and keep the back flat. We're going to punch the elbow up, place the hand down. So we lift, we lower, we lift, we lower. And as we're lifting the arms, we're trying not to move the body. We don't want to be doing this kind of rocking action. Keep that spine nice and extended. So we're not twisting, we're not tipping. Imagine you've got a pint of beer between your shoulder blades. We're trying to hold it there, lifting and lowering. And as we lift and lower, if I show from a different position, elbows are close. Yeah, we're not lifting out here. We're trying to keep the elbows tucked in. So it's almost like a backward punch, yeah, rather than a sideward punch. Those of you that are strong with this, that do this in my weights classes, exactly the same, but you're just using your dumbbells, yeah? Alternating left and right. Slow, steady. So we want the same pace. Up, down, up, down. We don't want to feel that we're kind of twisting and slamming the weights. We want that controlled lift and lower. So we're going to do a set of maybe 10, 20 of those, alternating left and right side. And then finally, your fifth exercise, we're going to do just a simple wall squat. So feet hip width apart. Lean on the wall, use it to support you, but we're trying to drop down. If you can, knee hip height, abs are engaged, hands on the thighs, relax the shoulders. Crown of the head is up, tail is slightly tucked underneath. Knees should be sitting, if I show you from the side angle. If possible, we want to feel that our knees, I'm not sure this mirror is going to hold me, I might disappear into my wardrobe in a second. Knees should be roughly over the ankle joint. Okay, so you want more or less of the right angle. You might not be able to get to that range, you might be more here. Yeah, to start with, that's fine. Just think back is flat to the ground. If we can, we're trying to get that right angle. And you're aiming for maybe 30 seconds on that one, you know, even if you can just manage 10 to start with, and then you're just going to go through the whole thing again. Okay, so it's 5 exercises or 5 little sequences of exercises. Try and repeat through that. Once you've done all that, I would stretch out your abs. So you can either do a total stretch standing, you know, you could do a prone lying down stretch. I would stretch out your chest. Lots of options either here, here, opening, so to just stretch out the chest. Stretch out your triceps. So we've got these options. Those of you with good range, we're going to come to here. Okay, and then just maybe stretch out your hip flexors as well. Remember, heel to bum, you've got the options of doing that from a recline position, but just trying to stretch out those muscles that we've worked. But it's just a nice little sequence that you can build up, so you can, you know, you can add your weights to make it more challenging. You can hold it a little bit longer. You can add a few more reps in. Let's see how you get on with that one. Thanks, guys.